go.
Good
Philharmonic.
afternoon.
How you doing, Philharmonic?
I'm
Philharmonic.
just harmonizing. It's a beautiful day. It's one of those. So, how are you?
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Yeah, it's all good. All good, sir. All good. So I thought, people are really into the series because they feel like, and I told you this earlier, so I know I'm repeating myself, but people are really liking the fact that your mind is being, first of all, I think people appreciate that you could change your mind because there's a lot of people that can't. And I think that people are liking watching it. They're enjoying this series. They're calling it a series. And the people, I've been following Gypsy Rose for about over 2 years now, I want to say. About 2 years now. And the people that have been following I have people that have been following her longer than what I've been following her, and like I told you at the beginning, I think the majority of us definitely we were rooting for her because we thought Munchausen by proxy, ABUSC, we really but she fooled us. And again, it's because of her stories that she kept changing that made us realize she's not telling the truth. And then the lack of compassion, the lack of remorse, regret, and the fact that she's actually celebrating, what she did to her mom by continually bashing her mom without any real evidence whatsoever of Munchausen by proxy and or ABUSD. So people are really liking that you have seen her for who she is and that you're starting to change your mind about what Dee Dee's responsible for and what Gypsy's responsible for. So they're enjoying that.
Well, thousand blessings to each and every one. My sense is the more you know, of course. So, and I'm definitely going to be vocal about how incorrigible she is turning out to be, and I'm definitely thinking that the concept of a Gypsy Rose watch to make sure she doesn't get involved with any other further
Now, are
criminal
you
scheme
talking about a
is
Timex or a Rolex?
but the sense is that as a human being, I'm still very compassionate up for this child up until the age of 16 or whatever she was going to, and then as she became an adult and after the age of 18, she is her own person, and
But don't you feel something for her
clearly her
daughter?
behavior has determined who she is in the world. So,
But what about her daughter, her supposed daughter now?
well, this is still, like you said, this is, there's supposedly photos and whatnot. It's still perhaps a form of fiction that is being perpetrated, and I hold her as suspect.
That's a rabbit hole.
Things,
That's a
so
rabbit
yeah.
hole.
Well, and honestly, what I feel about this thing is that I don't spend enough time, for you because of the busyness of my life to try and understand it, that there's so much there to actually dig into. So I kind of am here with you learning as you go in hopes that fresh naivete eye-opening moment is something that serves people as well, and maybe serves your audience. So
Well, and I have to tell you, looking at
I appreciate that. Thank you. Because I don't have enough time to try and comprehend Gypsy Rose. It seems like that's a master's thesis on its own.
well, in all fairness, me looking at this again with you is helping me uncover some stuff too, because there's a few times that Gypsy mentions things that I say, like that doesn't make any sense now that we have, hindsight. Like when in the interrogation video, we hadn't gotten that far yet with Gypsy, but she's asking for her health card, her insurance card and her social security, like she knows what to do with them. And she gives us the impression the whole time that her mother had control over that. So why would she even take something that she doesn't even know what to do with. And there's been a lot of times now that we've realized and that we've seen on records where Gypsy was alone in a room with a doctor. So it wasn't even that her mother was saying anything. It was Gypsy saying a lot of the stuff. But I wanted to mainly show you, because remember I said to you, wait till you see the difference in the interrogation videos between Nick and Gypsy, because remember Gypsy had a blanket, she was on a couch, and she wasn't handcuffed. Remember?
Yeah. And clearly the treatment that she's getting isn't reflective of the pathology that was present even for them at the time to see there was a criminal action there. I think ultimately what she has become, let's say after the age of 16, I will afford some adulthood to most people after the age of 16. Um, what she has become is something that is really a cause for academic study, because we want to understand what are the elements that are present when a daughter is involved with or plans on and then executes their mother. So matricide is something that is an old psychological view. Any kind of damage on this level, in a family that results in murder is something we study. We try to understand the elements of it. And I am very curious, have you fed this all into like a chat GPT?
Oh yeah, a lot of people have done. A lot of
And
people
what
have,
those assessments are as far as
like her.
the elements of culpability and uh, you know everything that we know where a pattern can be seen, because it wasn't like I as a child was in a horrible situation where someone was physically harming that I ran away from and was in a foster care situation. I know that. So it wasn't like from the age of 16 on she was in any situation that would have caused for a level of angst or hate or rage or resentment that could be something that she could even claim as a motive that would lead towards murder. So
Well, she can claim anything she wants, but is it true? And
it's
who knows
curious
what she claims? Who knows what
where
she claims tomorrow for
but
what she
still, I mean,
claims?
and she may never have to claim it because no one's ever going to prosecute her. There's never going to be a federal charge on her
Unfortunately, it
for
doesn't
taking
look
away
like
the
that.
civil rights of her mother or some other thing like that.
Yeah. So let's look at Nick. All right, let's check out what's with Nick here.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Oops, sorry. All right, so this is Nick, and this is his investigator or his interrogator, investigator, same difference, detective.
Oh, do I ever?
You love her a lot?
Okay, so this is it says the full interrogation, but it's not because it's only 26 minutes here. So but I think that there's main moments in it, obviously. So let's check it out.
So then you guys get on the bus and then you guys get here, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you ride a Greyhound each time you went?
Yeah.
All the way
yeah.
to buses?
There was no other bus station.
So where's the bus station stop at?
So now you have to remember they are in Wisconsin. The crime was in Missouri. He lives in Wisconsin. So that's where they were picked up. And they've waited a really long time, him especially. And he waited sitting in that chair, but he had handcuffs on because she took the handcuffs off him. So for hours, because these are cops that came from Missouri.
Here.
Here it's stuck in Milwaukee.
Okay. And then how did you get from Milwaukee to your house in Big Bend?
My mom picked us up.
Oh, okay. So then do you call mom and say, hey, we're here, come pick us up?
Yep.
And
So mind you, this is obviously after the crime, and he's very concerned about Gypsy. Just so you know, he kept being concerned about Gypsy and asking questions about how Gypsy was.
so was that the first
She didn't say shit about him yet, and we watched a good portion of that interview.
time that your mom ever met your girlfriend?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess she's your girlfriend, Gypsy's your
Yeah, she
girlfriend.
is. Yeah, she is.
And you
my
love
girlfriend.
her?
Oh, do I ever?
You love her a lot?
I was bummed my eyes out waiting for this moment to where I can talk to you
Okay.
because I was so worried about her.
You see what I'm saying? You see? Are you there, Phil?
Yeah, absolutely. I know. I'm fascinated. I just wanted to hear more
No,
of
I
it,
just can't. So
hear her
mind you,
style a little bit. Yeah, I
I
know.
I just can't see you from this page, so that's why.
Okay, understood.
No, if I
And
interrupt you, it's because I can't see. I can't see your mouth. I can't see you at all.
Understood. And it's Waukesha. Is that how you pronounce that?
Yeah,
Waukesha?
Waukesha County Sheriff. It's the same place that guy that ran over those parade people. And he was his own lawyer. That idiot guy. You know who I'm talking about? He was in Waukesha as well. But anyway, yeah.
Yeah. I think she loves you too. You know, we spoke to her and for a long time. And I'm kind of thinking maybe she loves you a little more than you love her. Because
Now, you see how she's playing him?
Yeah, well, that's her job. You know,
Yep,
that's what
yep,
she's
yep.
going to
So,
do.
but here's what he didn't count on, and here's what Gypsy didn't count on: that he didn't know police officers could lie. He didn't know, so he's believing that Gypsy told the truth, but they don't know what the truth is. But he's believing it, and that's one thing she didn't train him. She didn't say, "Hey, listen, they could lie to you." That wasn't a thought. So he really thinks he's doing the right thing now.
He never watched a police show, NYPD Blue.
I'm
So
telling you, man, he just didn't. He didn't. You got to remember, he's autistic and he takes people at their word, especially a cop, because he was taught to go to police officers if there's trouble. You know what I mean? They're always going to protect you.
you're sitting here telling me things that I know aren't true. And then she's sitting here telling me things that are true. And if you really love her, I don't think you would want her in that situation. Okay, the situation that she's in right now. And so we're going to go down two paths here, okay? And that is just, you're going to have to be honest with me, because if you love her, if you love Gypsy.
Now, he is like, he doesn't know if he's coming or going here. He's not sure what the hell's going on. As far as so here's what's going on here. What she's doing is she's trying to play on the fact that he is righteous and that he is chivalrous.
Then you're not going to let Gypsy get in trouble without you being there to help her, okay?
I understand.
And so what you need to know is that Gypsy told us everything.
Okay.
We didn't talk to Gypsy all this time and not get everything.
And you know that's not true, because the redheaded cop Hancock is in there talking to Gypsy now. You know, at the same time that she's talking to him.
yeah, that's a standard tactic. You know, you
I
play the
know.
two against each other.
Absolutely, absolutely. But he doesn't.
Okay.
That's what we do.
Yeah.
And so, Nick, I want you to do the honorable thing, okay?
Okay.
See the words? See the word she's choosing, Phil?
Yeah, she knows exactly what she's trying to
Honorable.
solicit from him.
They're very deliberate and intentional words.
And for your family, okay? Because we know what happened. And I want to give you the opportunity to start over and to tell the truth, okay? And the truth is not what you've told me.
How much have I told you to believe is the truth?
I believe the part that you got
So this is the only part that you missed on the interview, basically.
on a bus and went to Springfield.
Okay.
I believe that's true.
Okay.
That you ordered food to eat. I believe that's true.
Okay.
And remember, Gypsy never had a ticket to go the whole time. She never had her ticket. And she's the one that thing was gotten. You know what I mean? Like, she spent the money, made sure, but she never got her own exit.
Which or
I believe
somebody's
that it's true that
What?
or somebody else's exit.
No. He had a return ticket.
He had
can't-
to return.
He
Okay.
and she knew that. She sent
Okay.
him the money. She sent him the money for everything, the hotel and everything. But she never got herself a return ticket. I don't think she was going.
With him, right? Okay.
Exactly. And again, she fights for things. Gypsy's somebody that fights for things. And I mean things that she loves and cares for. She fought for Dan. She just didn't let go of Dan that easily. She's fought for Ken. She's not letting go of Ken that easily. But Nick, she didn't fight for it all. So I don't think she was planning on going with Nick. I think she ended up with no other option. And she went with Nick.
At some point, Gypsy came back with you to the motel.
And then I think she was going to turn Nick in, or she was hoping that Nick would unalive himself. This is theory now, because she started telling Nick that her mom was a really good person. And what I didn't know was, and it's come out, is that apparently Nick had thought about unaliving, because I guess he spoke to one of his best friends about it or something. So it was something that Gypsy knew about. So I think that Gypsy gave herself away quicker than she thought the police were going to find her.
I believe that's true. I believe Gypsy got on a bus and came here with you. I believe that's true.
Yeah.
That's all I believe.
Cop says that's all I
You missed
believe.
a lot in there. And I understand that you missed a lot because you don't know what to say because you don't know what Gypsy said.
Now, she doesn't believe that he has any autism. Do you think he's autistic?
You can't tell from anything like this. I mean, he certainly might be one of those people that just is on the spectrum.
Well, he is autistic, and he has permanent disability, from my understanding. He was getting a permanent check.
Yeah, but I know there's levels of it in terms of functionality, and he seems pretty functional as a human being. If he was able to make his way and do the things that he was able to do, he's somewhat integrated. Did he graduate high school? Did he go to public school? Do we know anything about it?
He did, and he did. Yep.
I heard of a 17-year-old kid today who was autistic, got behind the wheel of a car and drove it into a building or some other thing. And they always want to pin it on the word autism. And it's such a broad thing.
Well, I'm only asking because of the interrogation aspect of it. That's why.
Yeah, she may be playing on, I would think from a policeman's point of view, you're not really factoring the word autism. You're just thinking simple minded.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
You're approaching it.
But here's the.
He's not a deep thinker,
But if there's any sign of this, is she obligated to realize, oh, he does need an attorney? That's what I'm talking about.
I don't, the law is going to be specific. She, like you said, she's a visiting investigator. So she has to operate within the laws of the jurisdiction that they're in, which is Waukesha County there. So I would imagine the fact that this is
Waukesha, but that was good. What'd you say, Waukesha? Where do you think you are? In some sort of Polynesian? Where are we? In Polynesia?
But I'm sure that this interview was reviewed by the proper authorities, and if she transgressed, on anything.
No, I'm asking you. I'm asking you, Phil. I'm asking Phil.
I would say personally, unless he requests an attorney, she's allowed to hear everything that they want to say.
So you don't see anything evident, because I didn't see anything evident either, is why I'm asking you.
Yeah. I'm not seeing he seems able-bodied at this point.
I agree.
I understand that, but I'll tell you right now, Gypsy did tell me everything. She told us everything. She told us about you coming there. She told us what happened to Mom. She told us about your guys' relationship. She told us about the cleanup. She told us about all of that. Okay? So.
And he's buying it. He's buying it.
Do you want to do the right thing by Gypsy if you love her?
No, the truth is I worship her. So
I know you
there's
do.
no way. There's no way.
Okay, so what he said that didn't show up there was, what he said is that he worships her. And she said, oh, I know you do. I know you do. it wasn't audible, but in fact, he does say that he worships her.
I wouldn't do it.
There's no way he wouldn't do the right thing for her.
I know you do. I believe you do. But this is the point where you're going to prove whether you do or not, okay? When me and you talk,
Okay.
okay? Because it's not fair. It's not fair to Gypsy for her to be honest and you to lie.
Now that, my friend, is the joke of the century, because he is so much more honest than Gypsy will ever be, no matter how many times she comes back to Earth. Gypsy is one of the most dishonest people. And so here again, it's looking like Nick is the bad guy. It was all on Nick. And that's not the case, but we'll see.
Well, between the two officers that are involved in this investigation, I think they're pretty clear, and even the way they split themselves up. They knew that probably going in that he was of a simpler type and not necessarily someone that's hiding themselves, and that she was a little more complicated. And
I don't know that they knew anything about this. No, I don't think so. I think that they were arrested and put in rooms, and they were brought things that were needed and maybe taken to the bathroom.
But wouldn't they have the officer's report on the way they were handling him? If he sat there for that many hours and then she was more needy or some other thing in the room, the officers would have replied.
Well, they would, yeah, but I don't know. I think that he kept asking about Gypsy. You know what I'm saying? That's what he kept doing. So I think that they knew things like that, but they didn't necessarily spend any real time with them, because
I know, but you know what I'm talking about.
Wait a minute, wait. Because the crime occurred in Missouri, and they went and were arrested in Wisconsin. So there was no crime for even, they were only, picked up and then held in two separate rooms, obviously. He was handcuffed, she wasn't. She had a couch, he didn't. And it was for the sole purpose to keep them there. They didn't ask any questions about anything. These are the two people that asked questions, so they sat there for hours.
Right, but I would imagine that upon approach, when the investigators came to the officers, they would have gotten some report of how they've been over the last couple hours. And now, if he was a conniving person that was seasoned in the system, looking to go get medical, looking to get a phone call, they would have gotten a report on his behavior and whether or not he was complicated or how's he doing. They would have also maybe heard about her. Maybe she was needy, wanted this. Can I get something to eat? And they would get a sense that maybe she's a little more complicated. So I don't know. My sensibility was that just listening to her, the way she's approaching him, is that she's hitting just as the basic point. Where the other guy, he had to work very, very hard at getting around some of the way she was adhering to her story, and we certainly have more to learn there. But anyway.
Okay. So what I want to know is can you tell me this first? Did Gypsy know that you were going to kill her mother?
Honestly, she asked me to.
Okay. So.
So, see, they know nothing.
So Gypsy knew you were going to do it because Gypsy asked you to.
Yes.
Why did she ask you to do that?
Because she felt it was her only way to be with me.
Now, this is what she fed him. The only way we could be together, Nick, is if you and I, or you, unalive my mom. And this has been brewing for 2 years.
Okay. She felt like if you killed the mom, then that's the only way she could be with you.
Yeah.
Do you know the mom's name?
I don't know her real name. All I know is that she goes by Dee Dee.
Dee Dee. Okay.
What do you have anything to say? Because again, I can't see you.
Yeah, no problem. No, I'm fascinated. I wanted to hear more of it. Do you have
Yeah,
to stop
as you
often
know,
for
I have
copyright?
to.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
you have to stop often for
Yeah,
copyright, right? Yeah,
yeah.
understood.
So, has Gypsy asked you to kill anyone else?
Yeah, she's got a whole fucking list of people. I'm joking.
Okay, she just wants you to
You
kill
know,
her
but that
mom.
was good on the officer's part, intuitively picking up. She knew nothing going in, as you suggest, right? And then she hears from him that no, she asked me to kill her mother. Now the officer snaps to it and now proactively
Oh,
asks,
I
"Did
think she
Gypsy ask
totally
you to kill
believes
anyone
him.
else?" That's
Oh, I think she
that was
totally believes him. I think she
yeah, no, that
totally
was
believes
good.
him.
That was yeah.
Okay. And how did Gypsy ask you to do that? Did she ask you to do that in a text message, on a Facebook, or in person, or something different?
Well, it was more than once. I mean, you had Facebook. We would talk about it on there. We would talk about it even on Texas.
Okay. And what kind of things would Gypsy tell you?
Oh God, Gypsy Rose Blanchard. Damn girl.
So this is all the evidence that they would have had if they were to build a case and prosecute her in an open court, but she pled out. And I don't understand how, if Missouri had this evidence, of their text and their Facebook, would have had a lot more premeditation on her part.
2 years of it. If you want to believe that, here's the thing. Here's where I disagree with some of the other content creators. I think that more than anything, Gypsy used Nick to triangulate because that's her pattern. So it was her, Dan, and Nick. But she knew that Nick would do anything for her. So I think that she always had in her back pocket, well, he'll unalive my mom. I don't know when it came into full swing that this was the way we were going to do it, and that it was definitely going to happen. I really feel like there's something missing here that made that date that date. You understand?
Like there was some trigger that nobody knows. It was just
There's a
sort of
there's a catalyst. There's something. I don't know if it was Dee Dee saying, "I'm done with your behavior and I gotta put you out." I don't know if it was I don't know what it was. But
more than likely it's something between mother and daughter.
yeah, absolutely. And I
Being very
feel like it
specific.
was something in the making, and I feel like Nick was going to sort it. I really feel like I'm missing something to what made it happen in the time frame that it happened. Gypsy says she made this false accusation because it's proven that it's a false accusation that her mom was going to have something cut in her throat and therefore she was going to lose her voice, but that wasn't true. And there was nothing set up as far as doctor's appointments or anything like that. So, or any kind of procedure like that. So I don't know what it was that finally made Gypsy act on it with Nick.
And
But
it
I think
specifically wasn't a trigger of anything between the mother, Dee Dee, and Nick. It wasn't like an interaction she had because you claimed
because
that she actually liked him for her.
yeah, like you'll find out. Watch, I'll stop. I have to interrupt, but you'll see here. Watch.
That she wanted you to do.
She wanted. The thing is that I know she loves her mom a lot. I know she does.
Yeah.
I had to.
See, this is weird because he says he loves her more than Gypsy says she loved her own mother.
Well, I was up here with her, and she felt guilty about the whole situation. I had to make sure she
See, Gypsy started playing that guilt game on him, Phil.
was safe. And meaning, like, I had to make sure she felt like she could be comforted by
you. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Because, and then the truth is, okay, I'll admit it. I did actually stab her mom. I will admit it.
I know. Okay.
The only reason
So he's admitting that he stabbed Dee Dee. He jabbed her. Sorry, that's the word I want to use. Jabbed her.
I did it is because I did it for me and her. That's the real reason I did it. I would have never did it if it was not for me and her.
Okay. So you wouldn't have done it if somebody else would have asked.
No.
Okay.
There's no way I would have did it for anyone else.
Okay, so you just
I
did it.
truly do worship her to the point that it's not something I want to do for her.
Gypsy played on that.
Without doubt.
Okay. Okay. Well, I think.
But
you
he
proved
is
that,
admitting to the
right?
stabbing. Is he admitting to the killing blow when he says he stabbed her? That's the feeling that I get, however.
No, well, there's a problem with that, and you'll find out. Hang on one second.
Yes.
I think that you proved that you do what she asked you to do, if that's the case, if she did ask you.
Yeah, she did ask me.
Okay, and she asked you more than once. Did she
She
ask you why you were here?
asked me more than once because what happened was at first she wanted because the thing was is that she wanted to do it herself, but she was too what's the word?
Now remember, there was a pellet gun incident where Gypsy.
Yeah, you mentioned that.
Yeah, but I also saw like there was a content creator that showed the report of that and the ER report of that and where all of the pellets landed on Dee Dee's body.
Was there a police report? Had she called the police?
No,
Was it-
well, not against Gypsy. They said that it was a random person that did it in a Walmart parking lot.
Not cautious. It's I guess scared is just the word. I want to actually do it
Okay,
because she couldn't live with herself doing it.
okay.
And as for me, I honestly to this day I still feel guilty about it.
Okay,
I do
right.
because I didn't because I learned so much about her mom after she
Listen,
told me and more.
listen, look at this. You could read this, right?
Yes, of course.
Look at the after. You see what I'm saying? It wasn't even a week after that they're busted here. This is on this is June 16th. The unaliving, I think, was on the 10th, I want to say.
About it after actually being able to live with her for
He's
a while.
making it seem like it was a long time. I still feel guilty about that. Yeah, it's only a week old, brother.
Not even a week, man. Not even a week old.
I actually realized how good of a mom she was.
Okay, so it kind of makes you feel a little guilty.
No. I feel a lot more guilt than that.
Okay. Cause so Gypsy's telling you about her mom.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying, Phil? Listen to this.
Yeah, how she is and her accomplishments and all. Yeah.
Okay.
Why would she do that after? After he
Well,
has her unalive her.
They're bandying about guilt. Their mutual guilt. It's a hot potato.
I don't think so. I think it's about him unaliving himself and him feeling guilty. That's what I think it is.
Or
I
it
do.
could be,
That's
as
my
you-
theory, man. That's my theory to that. What?
Well, I said it could be her mendacity to, further make him actually feel guilt and push him to a kind of ledge that she thought that he would have faced.
Because if he unalived himself, she could say she had nothing at all to do with the crime, and that's what happened. He just felt guilty.
Okay. So when you came here to Springfield, that was your purpose to come here so that way you could do that for Gypsy?
Yes, because I wanted to be with her and I
Okay.
wanted.
So did Gypsy know you was coming here then to go ahead and kill Dee?
Yes.
Okay. So why did you guys decide that you would stab her instead of shooting her with a gun or poisoning her or beating her with a bat? Like, why did you guys decide stabbing would be what you did to kill her?
Honestly, the thing is we really wouldn't have known how to poison her. Honestly, we wouldn't have known.
Now, that's an incredibly brutal way to unalive your mom, especially somebody who had a whole cabinet of like pain meds. There was pain meds in that house. They were in Gypsy's pocket, I believe, but they were there. So she had access to that. She could have poisoned her mom. She could have, people said no, there wasn't enough because she was on insulin, Dee Dee. People said that there's not enough, that the needle wouldn't be enough for them to put air in the veins. But I think that they could have done, Gypsy certainly could have done a lot different than such a brutal unaliving. You know what I'm saying? With no numbing agent, and Dee Dee had no numbing agent in her system. No pain, no numbing agent.
How to.
Okay.
I mean, she looked up multiple times of how to do it because she wanted to find the quickest way to do it.
Okay, so like she looked up on the internet,
Yes.
like how to kill her mom?
Yes.
Okay. And so she was looking for the easiest way to do it?
Yes, this
Okay.
way she would be in less pain. She wanted
Okay.
her mom's death to be quick.
Okay. Okay, so you wouldn't have known how to do the poisoning. And so, again, why did we choose the knife? Like, why
The
did you
reason
choose
why we chose the knife is because I guess she thought that it'd be quicker if she bled out
He's assuming here.
quickly.
Okay.
So
Now, did she tell you that, or is that something you think she thought?
most likely that's what I would think she was.
Okay, but she didn't tell you to
No.
stab her because she'd bleed out quickly?
No.
Okay.
That's what I figured she would think because
Okay.
it makes sense. More holes faster they go away and the faster they are at peace.
Okay. So the more holes you put into the body?
Yeah.
Is that what I'm understanding? Okay. Okay. So, so that's why you chose to stab her?
Yeah.
Okay. And so how did you get the knife? Like, where'd the knife come from? Did you bring it with you from here?
No.
Okay. Did you buy it somewhere?
She bought it for me.
Who bought it for you?
And she had 17
Where'd she
puncture
buy it
wounds.
She had 17, and she didn't buy the knife. Gypsy stole 2 knives from Walmart.
How do you steal a knife from Walmart?
Well, you got to remember, Gypsy used to act like she was in a wheelchair. So she could put it between her legs and just keep sitting on it. You know what I mean? Because it's in basically a package. She's still buying a knife in a package. It was like a fillet knife. You know what I'm talking about? Like a fish, like you'd get in the fishing department, or a hunting knife.
Typically they get them behind the counters, and you got to get somebody to open it up to give it to you. So I was just curious how that.
I don't know. I mean, there's you could look online and see what the knife looked like.
Yeah.
But Gypsy also sent the knife to Nick's house after they used it.
She mailed the evidence, the murder weapon, right? Which is not a brilliant move.
Well, unless you're trying to set him up. Unless you're trying to set him up.
Online.
She bought it online?
Oh wait, no. It was not online. I gotta get that straight. It's not.
Yeah,
online.
don't lie, because you don't want to get Gypsy in trouble for something because you're going to lie about it.
I know.
Okay.
I know.
See, I don't think he's lying. I think he's actually trying to remember what Gypsy told him and trying to figure out what he supposedly knows. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think he's having a hard time realizing what he knows is truth and what she fed him as truth.
Well, he made that kind of wondering move. You know, he put his fingers on his chin as if he's thinking about something, and you know, he's trying to access the memory. Because here, what does he say? She somehow found a way to get one at a Walmart. Like he doesn't quite remember.
I don't know how she did it, but she did. See?
Yeah.
She did what she did.
So when you got, so you didn't bring a knife from here?
No.
So when you got here, she had a knife?
Yeah.
So did she know you was going to stab her?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So what'd the knife look like?
It was it had a red and black handle.
Red and black?
Yeah.
Okay. And how long was it?
She makes it seem like this gigantic thing. It's not. It's not.
Gosh, I don't know.
Use your hands to show me.
I can maybe it will look maybe that long maybe.
Was the red and black handle plastic or wood or?
It was trying to think, squishy grip. I can't remember what it's
It was a
called.
squishy grip.
Yeah, it's hard to really put into words.
Okay, on the edge of the knife, like if you can you draw the knife for me, maybe?
I'm a bad artist.
You're a bad artist. Okay. With the knife, like okay,
You know, she's very patient. She's very nice with him. She's definitely getting the answers that she needs, or you know, that she wants, and that's truthful. I mean, he's telling the truth.
He's had zero hesitation on a lot of things. So, I mean, that's always, yeah.
Move like this,
But you see how it doesn't really help him at the end of the day.
or was it jaggedy like that?
It's jaggedy.
Jaggedy?
On one side, and the other side it was smooth.
Okay. And what color was that part of the knife?
It was just the black. Oh my gosh, I am so sleepy.
That's all right.
It was just the normal color of what.
Now he mentions a few times that he's really tired, so that's something to take into consideration.
Blade usually looks like.
Like stainless
They
steel
kept
type.
him awake. He hasn't been able to lay down someplace.
Yeah, because remember Gypsy, and if you watched her whole interrogation video, they wake her up and stuff.
Like, see this edge of this table right here? Kind of like that?
And he was handcuffed for hours. She wasn't. He was handcuffed. She was not.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So that's what that looked like. And then the handle was red and black, kind of squishy.
Mm,
Okay. Could you hold the knife with one hand, or did it take two hands to hold the knife?
one hand.
One hand?
Yes.
Okay. Have you ever stabbed anybody before this?
No, that's the reason why this was the very only one person I would ever do this for.
Okay. Only person you do it for is Gypsy. This is
Really sad, right?
He definitely, he was gone. Lock, stock, and barrel. She owned him.
Yes, she did. She sure did. And I think in a way she still does.
the first time you ever stabbed anybody.
Yes.
Okay. So when you're stabbing Dee, where is she at?
She's on her stomach.
On her stomach where? On the floor, in the bathtub, or somewhere different?
On her, on the, oh my gosh. I gotta let my mind work. Oh, I have 1 second.
You're fine. Take your time.
She was on the bed. Her bed.
Her bed. In her bedroom?
Yes.
Okay. So was she sleeping
So this guy's exhausted.
on her stomach, or just laying there watching TV, or?
Sleeping on her stomach.
Okay, so she's laying in her bed, sleeping on her stomach. Is she covered up with covers or uncovered, or?
It actually, when I did it, it seemed like she had her, it was almost like a nightgown on. It seemed like,
Okay.
and she barely even was covered at all.
Okay.
Oh, Gypsy had no dignity at all for her mom.
I seem to remember he gets asked if he attempted to have sex with the mother. At
Yes,
some point.
that's correct. And yeah, so
So it was easy access to her body.
Okay. So she didn't have a bunch of covers on her. It made it a lot easier to
Yeah.
do that. Okay. And so when she's laying there, where's the first place you decide to stab?
And I just was in a random spot in the back.
In the back, just random.
Yes.
Do you know how many times you stabbed her?
listen up.
4.
You stabbed her 4?
Yeah, 4 times.
Okay.
The 4th one, I felt it go into, I think it might have been her lungs.
Okay.
Because it was harder to get out.
Okay. Did it take one hand to get it out? 2 hands?
I had to yank it out
Okay.
with one hand.
Yeah.
Okay. So it did. So the others came out easy, but that one kind of came out harder.
Yep.
Okay.
So my question has always been, where is the blood splatter? Where is the spray off? And
Well, they're in a bed, so you have something absorbing sheets, covers, something.
Yeah, but
absorbing.
but when you pull the knife out and you go for the next stab wound, I mean, that should come off of the knife and go up. There's no spray off. And so I've discussed this with other content creators, and they said, well, it was the first time that he hit her that she stopped, like everything stopped. I don't believe that. I mean, I don't believe that at all. How could he be so lucky to hit her, or how could she be so lucky to be hit the first time. Especially now I'm listening to this again, and it seems like the fourth wound that he's claiming was the fourth wound was the deepest wound, and that was the one that he feels got stuck. So the other three, where is it? And she was laying, there was a puddle of blood underneath her, but there wasn't like anything in the room. It was minute. The spray offs and stuff, it was there, it was minute. What do you say to that?
Did the officer ask about the blood? What did he think about the blood? Did he
Well,
make
there
reference-
was also like stuff in the kitchen that had blood on it and stuff, and they didn't complete the investigation because of the plea deal. It's just that's just what happened here. They didn't really they they didn't. They opened up the house to Rod so that Rod could go in there and get shit out of the house. He never even paid attention to them at all. But yeah, he was able to get shit out of the house, and it's yeah.
The act of him saying he had to pull it out, he didn't have to use two hands, but he had to pull it
Right.
out,
Right.
speaks that maybe he hit a bone, hip bone or something like
Well,
that.
he said a lung. He said lung. He wrote. I mean, he said lung.
Or maybe he
He
caught
said that he thought
part of
he
the
hit a
vertebrae.
lung.
Okay.
Well, who knows what he hit? But he said that he thought he hit a lung. You know what I mean?
And she hasn't asked yet, but did Dee Dee wake up and respond or scream or what are you doing? Or how that hurts or something?
So she does ask, and he does say that she reached behind her, I think. So we could listen to that. But my theory with that is that Gypsy put those memories in his head. Like, first of all, you walk in there, my theory, you walk in there and there's already stuff that happens, but you don't know that because Gypsy doesn't want you to know that. She wants you to believe that you're unaliving her mom. And I think that there was a lot of distraction for him, and a lot of his memory was put in by Gypsy's suggestions.
And so, you
Theory.
only stabbed her 4 times? Are you sure about that?
Well, as in stabbing, I stabbed her first.
Okay.
But I did actually cut her one other time besides that.
Okay, where'd you
It
cut her
was
out?
on the back of her neck.
Okay. And did you use the same knife that you
Yep.
did the others with?
Yep.
Now I saw that, and that was pretty intense. That was intense.
Okay. And when you did the cross the back of the neck, did that even cause an injury, or did you see any blood or anything?
Yeah, she was bleeding.
Okay, she's bleeding.
So now you would think that where's the spray off there, man?
And so did she scream or holler, or
Yeah, she did.
what was she saying?
First she said help, and then she didn't recognize who I was. She
Okay.
said, "Who are you?" And then
She said, who?
I'm not sure she said any of that if she was getting attacked like that. I just don't. I feel like Gypsy. I don't feel like those words would be something.
Who are you?
yeah,
Okay. And she didn't recognize who you are. And she says help. And then what does she say?
and then she called up for Gypsy, but Gypsy didn't do anything.
Okay. She hollered for Gypsy.
Yes,
Did she holler for Gypsy once, twice, 5 times,
3 times.
3 times? And what was she saying? Can you tell me how she said it?
She pretty much yelped it.
Yelped it.
It's like,
Gypsy.
So I'm not sure about this. I'm serious. I think Gypsy fed him this. There's something different about his answering here. You know what I'm saying, or do you not?
No, I'm not hearing it yet.
Okay, cool. All right.
Okay.
yeah, she was loud.
And what did you do when she did that?
It didn't stop me from keep on going.
Okay. You just kept stabbing her?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there any reason that we would think that maybe you stabbed her more than 4 times?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. Now, did you
17 stab wounds.
Well, this is what she asked right here, right?
What?
Now, did Gypsy come in and stab her? She was just asking that question.
Stab her?
No.
Gypsy never stabbed her?
She couldn't do it. That's the
Okay.
reason why she asked me to.
Okay. Did you try to get Gypsy to come in and stab her?
No, I would have never done that.
Okay. So when you say 4 actual stabs, so those are the ones that went in deeper?
Yeah.
Was there some little ones? Or
There might have been, because
See, I think she's. I think she is crossing a line here. She's making something fit. You know what I'm saying? I think she's making some. There were 17 stab wounds. I don't think it's up to her to decide how deep they were, because I don't think she's that person. You know what I mean?
Well, he's saying, because she asked him, did Gypsy come in and stab? He said no. So now she doesn't come back and say, but there were over 10 puncture wounds or some other thing to make him reconsider. But instead, she does it this way, where she's like, I only counted the ones that went in deep. I didn't count any others. So now she's got to get at it.
Because you missed the thing right before. The thing right before was, is there any reason why we would think that there would be more stab wounds? He says, no, I can't think of anything. And then she says this. So I think that
His reply was there may have been, because the truth is, I counted the ones that went in deep. So it's entirely possible that he didn't even realize he stabbed her a couple of times because she was a big girl and she had a lot of adipose material around her body. And as he maybe went in, he didn't feel like it went in deep. So he actually pulled it out and then stabbed. But can he account for 4 times the number that he's claiming?
That's the point. So yeah, I'm not buying it.
But he's already saying that she didn't come in and stab. Was there a time when she would have been left alone with?
I think, my thing is that he unalived an unalived person, or he put her out of her misery. I think that if Gypsy actually went in there and unalived her mom, he's not going to tell anybody.
I didn't count any other, if there's any other ones.
okay. So if there's any other ones, you just didn't count those.
And he absolutely wants to believe that he saved Gypsy, that he was her knight in shining armor. So she's got that going for her.
Because they didn't go in as deep.
Yeah.
Okay. But you know that 4 of them went in deep.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know where those 4 deep ones were?
Uh,
Are you counting the one in the back of the neck or not in that 4?
no.
Okay, so the back of the neck would be something different.
Yeah, it's completely separate.
Okay, so the 4 that went in deep, do you remember where those went at on her body?
I honestly can't remember because I
don't know. There's something suspicious about this. I'm sorry. No.
I think it's just a blockage because of the guilt.
Okay,
I can't
Okay.
remember.
sometimes there's things that we don't remember and that I'll understand that you don't remember, but you might not remember something that's important that I know you remember, okay? But that you might not remember, and I understand that because in the situation, okay? So, where was Gypsy at when you were stabbing her?
Conveniently,
You were stabbing Dee in the bed. Where was Gypsy at?
She was hiding in the bathroom.
Okay. Why was she in the bathroom? Why was she hiding in the bathroom?
Because she didn't know if her mom was going to kill me or not.
Oh, okay. So she thought.
poor Nick. Poor Nick.
Mom might kill you.
Yes.
Okay. Did she think Mom had a weapon, or?
She didn't believe I could actually do it. That's what I think it was.
Okay. She didn't think that you would just go in there. And you don't know if she
Yeah,
had confidence in you. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah,
Yeah, she didn't have confidence that he was going to do it.
yeah. She didn't think I was
Okay.
capable of it. Is what it was.
Whose decision was it for her to go in the bathroom while this was happening?
She said that's what she wanted to do,
Okay.
so I just let her do it.
How convenient. What do you think? Phil? What do you think
Well,
so far?
I don't know. It sounds initially it sounds like he's actually revealing and now to some degree there it feels a little more contrived. It's not like her hiding out in the bathroom, like using those specific words seemingly,
To like keep her out of it, right?
or cover for her in some way, yeah.
Yeah.
And dissuade, further looking at her. She was hiding out in the bathroom because she was afraid of this. And what he just claimed now was she was afraid that he might get killed.
Yeah, but then he fixed it and he said she didn't think I was capable.
But still,
And-
she
and
must
don't
have
forget, he's
suspected
really
that her mother had
tired.
a weapon. A mother would have had a weapon to protect herself at night from intruders.
No, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. There was no weapon there except what Gypsy had.
Okay.
She locked the door behind her, so.
Okay, so she went in the bathroom, locked the door, and you went to do
Yeah.
whatever you were doing. Do you remember, did Gypsy ever come out and see her mom?
I wouldn't let her.
You wouldn't let her go in there and see her?
I didn't want her to be traumatized.
Okay.
Chivalry. It's not dead.
Did you
Except for
have
Dee Dee.
sex with Dee?
No.
You didn't stick your penis anywhere on her?
Nope.
Are you sure?
Yep.
Positive.
I'm 100% positive.
Okay.
Now, why would they ask that a million times? Why would, because I would think that they would be checking to make sure of that. If she was sexually assaulted.
They hadn't gotten the forensic report back on whether or not she had been SA'd, so that's entirely
Did you stick your penis in her mouth?
Nope.
investigators' penchant. They're morbid people.
Crazy shit.
Yeah.
Okay. Did your penis touch anywhere on Dee's body?
Nope.
Okay. Did your mouth touch anywhere on Dee's body?
My mouth, no.
Okay. You didn't kiss her or
Nope.
lick her or anything like that?
Nope.
Okay. Did Gypsy come in and do anything like that with her mom?
No.
Touch her mom's?
Now, something I think happened and we just don't know because there's too many questions. There's something that I believe happened. I mean,
Privates? Or,
No, she wouldn't do that. I know
Okay.
she wouldn't.
okay.
no, she wouldn't do that. Gypsy Rose is kinky and has fetishes and does all this crazy shit. You don't know, Nick. You don't know. She got it on. What you're missing in this part, so, is when they talked about like the first time they had sex, Gypsy was in a Cinderella costume and she was wearing a diaper and she was in a wheelchair and they did it in a theater bathroom, men's bathroom in a movie theater.
Just have vague memory of that in the fictionalized version.
It's so funny in the interrogation because this cop is trying to keep a straight face.
All right. What do you think about people that have sex with dead bodies?
It's quite disturbing, honestly.
Okay. That would bother you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't like necrophilia.
Okay. Oh, is that an actual thing? What does that mean, necrophilia?
Necrophilia actually means that I have sex with the dead.
Okay. Have you
Uh,
ever known anybody to do that?
No, I don't.
So you see what I'm saying? Like, wouldn't that give you the impression that something might have happened to Dee Dee's body?
It does certainly seem like they're wondering why she was violated in some form or fashion. Yeah.
Right?
But there's nothing in the report identifying that she was violated that way, right?
Not that we've seen.
I only know the word because I tend to look up words that seem to be popular in today's culture. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. All right. So, you stabbed Dee in the bed, and Gypsy's in the bathroom. And so, what happens after you're done stabbing Dee?
I knocked on the door and I also scratched on the door twice to let her know that was me instead of her mom.
Oh, so is that a code you guys came up
Yeah.
with? Okay. So, what was the code again?
It was 3 knocks and then 2 scratches.
Okay. 3 knocks, 2 scratches. And then that was so that way she would know in the bathroom.
Sorry,
Gypsy
wait,
would
something
know that it was
happened.
you and not her mom.
Yep.
Okay. And did you guys plan that out before?
We, like I said, we went back and forth between.
What are you thinking? What are you thinking, Phil?
Well, I mean, it's clearly I understand it's morbid fascination, without a doubt. And getting at the details and what the process is, and this was a real life case that his went to trial, though, right? He did not take his plea, and a jury found him guilty of. Do you know what it was?
Murder.
I mean, manslaughter, third degree manslaughter, something like
I'll
that.
look it up right now. Look it up right now. I think she was second degree. So let's see.
Because all of this ties directly into, these elements that this investigator is getting at in this interview, tied directly into the kind of judgment and punishment he would have received. So he seemingly, as a person of remorse and not necessarily looking to harm anyone else. So, and I'd like to see the investigator go in a little more in that direction. But she did ask him initially if he had ever done it or done it for anyone else or anything on that order.
Right. There, he wasn't. When his mom is interviewed, it's first degree and armed criminal action.
That's what he was found guilty of.
Yeah. Anyway, his mom said that when he got frustrated, he would just cry. He wasn't combative. He wasn't confrontational. He would just cry when he got frustrated.
More than one idea, but that would end up being the one that we stick with.
Okay. So after that happens, after you do the 3 knocks and the 2 scratches, does she open the door?
Not right away.
Okay, what happens?
She wanted to save her private part
Okay.
and her legs.
Okay, she wanted to shave her private part and her legs?
Yes, for me.
Okay.
I love the interrogator.
Has she ever done that before? Or is this something new?
Usually her mom does not let her shave her legs.
Okay. So her mom doesn't let her shave her legs? Does her mom let her shave her privates?
Her mom never seemed to care about that before.
Okay.
So yeah.
So how did you know she wanted to do that for you?
Because
So it turns into a sexual thing, as you see, right?
Well, to some degree, maybe this is what they had some inkling of this, that because they had the video that they made in the hotel room or something. Why was
I don't
she
think they
asking
got
and
the
taking
video.
this tact? I'm just curious in that direction.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
To think that they would have secured some data and some information that had transferred, maybe they would have had the video in the hotel where the motivation comes from in the investigator to be asking these questions and taking.
Well,
this
no,
direction.
he asks why,
Well, she asked earlier also about the mother and the
what
penis.
took so long. Well, because I think something happened with Dee Dee's body that we don't know about, because that was just, there was too many questions about that. But the thing that gets me is that he takes the heat for this. And all he wants to do is go to sleep and talk to her. Gypsy. And he tells this woman everything she wants to hear, and he tells her the truth, only to find out that she just leaves him cold and he's not going to talk to Gypsy. So
Yeah, because they never get the same level of admission out of Gypsy that they're getting from him.
No, as a matter of fact, what comes out of Gypsy ends up, we can continue on. It's already been an hour, but I'd like to go back to finishing up Gypsy's video and then going back to Nick's. Or Nick's is pretty much finished up with. He, he said it. He said what happened. Um, he talks about. There's just so much he didn't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, he honestly didn't know that Gypsy was throwing him under the bus. Gypsy had no desire to be with him. He still thinks that Gypsy, I think he's still kind of dedicated to Gypsy.
Yeah, I'd want to hear more about how after the deed, what.
Do you want me to continue playing?
Certainly we can go into the, deeper into this as part of the series, but, what was the words that she was saying to then sort of redeem her mother so that he would, start to feel this level of guilt. So that language and that information, I think, would have been very important in terms of determining how deep a prosecution is, regardless of the mother and daughter's history that seemingly got a lot more weight for innocence than it deserved. So,
well, in a more in-depth interview, he does say that he doesn't know what happened because he thought that the mother liked him, and then he found out from Gypsy that Dee Dee didn't like him, but there was nothing he did that made, there was no more interaction with Dee Dee that made Dee Dee change her mind. In the meantime, Dee Dee had written to some people and said that Gypsy's got this wonderful boyfriend named Nick. So the lie came from Gypsy. There was also a lie, supposedly, that Gypsy told Nick that because of the feeding tube that Gypsy had and needed, she told Nick that she didn't need the feeding tube and that they lost a baby because her mom had the feeding tube inserted or taken out or one of those things. And it's not true.
No, but it does seem like what's missing is whatever motivator that she, made exigent with him to do the murder and to make that choice in that moment. She would have had to create some kind of emergent situation for him to want to protect her or, take care of the mother so that this wouldn't happen. Like, did she claim that her mother was going to have her tubes tied or some other thing? And they would never have kids, like Nick, what was the secret?
I don't know. Nick had said that this was the only way that they could be together and that the mom had all this paperwork on her that could make her appear a different age, all the bullshit that Gypsy sold. And this was the only way. Because Nick said, let's go to the police. I'll take you to the police. Like, and she didn't. So she just really gave him the impression that that was the only way that they could be together.
Hopefully a more in-depth interview with him can happen now years later.
I don't know that he doesn't speak on it. He just, I don't, that's a whole other thing that we could talk about. Because I've written to
therapy? Him. Is he getting any kind of?
As far as I know, the only thing I know that he's doing in prison, and I don't keep up with him. He was doing those pities for parole, like the pit bulls, training the dogs, pities for parolees. So I think is a great thing. And I think he's made friends there. He's been there for a long time now, 12 years, right? So, or 10 years, I take that back. 11 years. So he's been there for a minute, Yeah.
So decades, a long time.
Yeah. Anyway, listen, my neck is killing me. So
I can see you gotta get a little stretch there, hang upside down.
I would like to continue this. We'll go back to the Gypsy interview. So hopefully we can do that real soon because people are really liking this.
All right, sounds like a plan.
All right, Phil. As always, thank you.
As well.
All right,
have a very good night. Sweet dreams.
Okay, you too.